Alright, let's get right into it. You've probably seen the posts online. Someone is claiming the Pi coin on their phone will be worth an insane amount. Not a few dollars. One Pi coin $314,159. $314,159. Yes, over $300,000 for a coin you tap once a day. It sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? That number mirrors Pi. 3.14159. 3.14159. It's a rallying cry for millions hoping this is the next Bitcoin. Imagine tapping the lightning bolt for a year. You collect about 1,000 Pi without spending money. If true, your account equals over $314 million. Life-changing money. So what exactly is this Pi network? That has everyone talking. At its core, Pi network aims to create a new cryptocurrency easy for everyday people. Unlike Bitcoin, powerful computers, expensive hardware, massive electricity use, Pi can be mined on your smartphone. Started by a few Stanford graduates, they wanted a more inclusive digital currency. Avoid concentration of wealth and power seen with early Bitcoin miners. Make it possible for anyone with a phone to join the crypto revolution from day one. Mining Pi is incredibly simple. That's a big part of the appeal. Download the Pi Network app. Create an account with an invitation code. Open the app once every 24 hours and tap a button. That's it. You prove you're a real human, not a bot, and the app allocates Pi coins to your account at a set rate. That rate has decreased over time as more people join, rewarding early adopters more. It feels like earning something for almost no effort. But this isn't mining in the traditional sense. Now let's look at the other side of the coin. Why do millions of people, the true believers, think Pi could actually be worth so much? The primary belief is rooted in the sheer size of the Pi network community. The project claims to have over 55 million engaged users. In the world of networks, this is an incredibly valuable asset. Think about companies like Facebook or TikTok. Their value comes from a massive user base. Believers argue a cryptocurrency with tens of millions of verified active users already has more utility than thousands of empty projects. Another core argument is creating a self-sustaining economy. Apps, marketplaces, social platforms using Pi as currency. The Pi core team encourages developers to build Pi apps on its platform. These could be games, marketplaces, social media platforms where Pi is the only currency accepted. If a vibrant ecosystem emerges, Pi would have genuine utility. The $314,159 consensus value is a key part of this strategy. Proponents say establishing a high anchor price sets a psychological standard. If millions agree to that value and conduct transactions at that rate, it could become a precedent. Finally, there's the argument about fairness, distributing wealth widely rather than to whales. For many, a high value is about creating a more equitable financial future. Now let's completely switch gears and talk about a very different number. If you go to certain cryptocurrency exchanges or CoinMarketCap, you might see a price for Pi listed. As of today, August 29, 2025, that price is hovering around $40. Now wait a minute, how is that possible? I just said you can't trade Pi on exchanges. This is one of the most misunderstood parts. The Pi you see being traded on these exchanges is not the real Pi coin from the app. It can't be because the mainnet is still enclosed. What these exchanges are trading are IOUs, IOU. Essentially, these are promises of a future real Pi coin. When you buy one of these Pi IOUs for $40, you're not buying an actual Pi coin. You are buying a speculative asset from the exchange, and they promise to redeem it later. It's a bet. The price can swing wildly from $100 to $10 to $40, driven by news, rumors, or a few traders. This IOU market is speculative and not endorsed by the Pi core team. They have warned users against participating. Many Pi miners see a $40 price and think their wallet is worth a fortune, but they can't sell because their coins are locked in the app. The people who can sell are trading IOUs, not the coins in your app. That creates a huge disconnect. For now, accessible value for your mined Pi remains zero. So on one hand, we have the community's dream of $314,159 per Pi. On the other, the speculative IOU market at around $40. Neither represents the true, official value. There simply isn't one right now. But the gap tells a story. The $314,159 number is a top-down value born from hope and collective agreement. The $40 number is a bottom-up value created by speculators. Imagine a rare collectible. You and friends agree it's worth $10,000. Outside, coupons promising that box change hands for $20. Neither is real until sold on an open market. The difference comes down to reality versus ambition. The $314,159 valuation assumes Pi becomes a global currency used by billions. That implies a market cap in the quadrillions, far above the global economy. Economically impossible. So it's more a symbol than a real price target. The $40 IOU is more grounded. Traders compare benchmarks and place wagers based on similar projects. 55 million users looks interesting even if trading isn't live, so some place bets. It fits today's crypto benchmarks, but it's still highly speculative. If you spend time in Pi network groups, you'll find an incredible spectrum of opinions, ranging from unshakable faith to bitter disappointment. The believers, often called pioneers, are the heart of the community. Been mining every day for 4 years. I believe in the core team and the vision. Patience is key. In Vietnam, a pioneer trades a few PI for a meal. In Nigeria, someone sells honey for Pi. These small transactions are proof to them that the ecosystem works. I've been tapping this button for years and have completed my KYC. What's the point? The core team is not transparent and keeps delaying the open launch. Many see red flags. Critics say it feels like ad revenue for developers while users can't profit from their coins. These delays and locked tokens make people weary and doubtful the project will launch. This division creates a polarized community. Both sides passionately defend their view. A tense debate over the future, or lack thereof, of Pi Network. Even if we ignore the impossible $314,159 price and aim for something like the $40 IOU, Pi faces enormous hurdles. The single biggest obstacle is moving from an enclosed mainnet to an open mainnet. Opening mainnet means removing the firewall, allowing Pi to be listed on exchanges, allowing Pi to be transferred to external wallets, and integrated with the rest of the crypto world. Until this happens, Pi's real-world value is exactly zero. With over 55 million users mining, total supply is colossal, hundreds of billions or more. Basic economics, huge supply with insufficient demand keeps price low. The moment mainnet opens, expect immense selling pressure that could crash price. The project must prove utility beyond distributing coins. Developers are hesitant to invest in an unproven currency. Without compelling apps, users won't spend Pi. Small bartering exists, but large-scale adoption is required for real demand. Regulatory scrutiny is another challenge as crypto mainstreams. Pi will compete with mature platforms for developers, users, and market share. A massive, unproven user base will face intense scrutiny when it tries to go public. They must open mainnet, manage sell-off, attract developers, and create real utility. It's a tall order. Let's take a moment to bust some of the most common myths surrounding Pi Network. There's a lot of misinformation out there. The biggest myth is that Pi has a set value of $314,159. This is unequivocally false. It's a community aspiration, not a market price. Another myth is that your phone mines like Bitcoin miners do. This is also false. The Pi app does not use your phone's processing power to secure a blockchain. It's a distribution system branded as mobile mining for accessibility, but not mining in the technical sense. A third myth is that completing KYC means you can sell your coins soon. Not true. KYC is necessary but not sufficient. Coins remain in an enclosed system until open mainnet is declared. There is still no official date. Many verified users are still waiting. Finally, millions of users is an advantage but not a guarantee of success. History shows platforms with millions of users still fail if they can't convert users to economic activity. A user base is potential energy. It only becomes value if converted into transactions at scale. For Pi, that means users must actually spend Pi to buy goods and services, not just hoard it in hopes of appreciation. Large user numbers are potential, not guaranteed value. Treat Pi as a massive long-term social and economic experiment, promising but uncertain. So, after digging through the hype, the hope, and the harsh realities, what is the final verdict on the value of Pi? Let's be brutally honest. As of today, August 29, 2025, the real, tangible, spendable value of a Pi coin you mined in the app is zero. Nothing. You cannot sell it. You cannot trade it on a public exchange. Its use in bartering is extremely limited and not standardized. The project remains in its enclosed phase. You are here, enclosed mainnet. Until that firewall comes down, your Pi balance is just a number on a screen. The $40 IOU price shows market interest, but it is a derivative, not the actual coin in your wallet. And the $314,159 consensus value? It is a fantasy. A beautiful, ambitious dream with no grounding in known economic principles. Believing it is like thinking you can become a millionaire collecting bottle caps your club agreed are worth $10,000 each. Two possible paths, one toward zero, one toward open mainnet and real value. If the core team can launch open mainnet, manage selling pressure, attract developers and get users to spend Pi, then Pi could someday have value. That value would almost certainly not be $314,159, but it could be more than zero. My final advice? Treat Pi for what it is, a massive, long-term social and economic experiment. It costs nothing but a few seconds a day. Continue to tap if it's interesting or fun, but do not bank your financial future on it. Do not see the numbers in your app and think you are rich. The value of your Pi is potential, not reality.